Donnie. I'm back with the weekly reading. We're doing them on TikTok now because Instagram said because I don't have 1,000 followers, I can't save my lives on there anymore. So I'm about to get my shuffle on for you guys and get into it. Today I'll be using the High Council Oracle deck by Miss Quitita Dean, the Governess, and I'll be using my Archetype deck. Or if I feel like it needs to go with the reading. If you want to pause, get centered so that you can be aligned to receive the message or receive what's for you, I recommend doing so now. And I'm about to get my shuffle on. Alright, so what do we have for this week? Hopefully everybody's week is going good so far. The first card out we have is Yehuda's Oath. Now, for some of you, you're not going to know what this is. And since Governess has not really decided to share this oath publicly, I'm going to sum that up for you in just a second, but we're going to keep shuffling, okay? But respect, so let's see. And get 2 more cards for this week. Okay. Second card out we have is the Governor of Swords. All right, and shout out to Jose. Okay, and 1 more card. All right, the third card out is Dhanielektrissiti. All right, so I'm gonna tell you, so far this feels like sticking to what you've committed to in terms of your inner growth. This is about keeping out any emotional manipulations, any external distractions or old habits that you feel like may be deciding to come in to get you to go back to old ways. All right, what I will say about Yehuda's Oath is that it's about committing to whatever it is that's going to, whatever's going to help you to improve and for your life to be on an elevated path and sticking to that. That's what Yehuda's Oath is generally about. It's about continuing to commit to gradually or, purposely raising your frequency every day, doing what it is that's going to, whatever habits you need to develop that's going to support your growth overall. That's what Yehuda's Oath is about. And it is Tropical Leo season. So for Yehuda's card to come out right now, I feel like it's very powerful and important. For the Governor of Swords, this is about clarity of mind. This is about not allowing your emotions to sway your decisions too much, especially if you're feeling emotionally overwhelmed, mind over matter. I want to say with the Governor of Swords, but coming from a place of integrity and knowing what decisions you need to make, what needs to be cut out, what needs to be let in, how you need to place certain mental boundaries around what it is that you're taking in, what it is that you're interacting with, how you're scrolling, how you're navigating online, you know what I mean? Whatever you're reading, whatever you are choosing to watch on your devices, be very mindful of that right now because they can be distracting if you haven't curated your algorithm a certain way. So I want to say, if you haven't done that already, curate your algorithm a certain way. Curate the things that you are intaking right now so that you are the programmer and you're not being programmed. I want to say that. And then we have Dhanielektrissiti, who governs our legs and the fluid in our body. I want to say stay on top of your water intake. Make sure you're staying hydrated with Dhanielektrissiti. Also want to say to be mindful of movement in the body. Make sure that you're moving your body and you're not too much in a position where you have to sit too much. If you're someone who sits a lot all day, take those little 20 minute increments from working and stand up and move your body. Do some jumping jacks. Do some deep breathing and moving your arms, hit some of your yoga poses, things like that with Dhanielektrissiti's card. And Dhanielektrissiti is also about a vehicle of our imagination. What I really love about the Dhanielektrissiti card is that he not only governs our legs, but Dhanielektrissiti works in tandem with whatever it is we're programming our imagination to give us and connecting and being a bridge between what we imagine and what we experience. So it's going from taking what's internalized and being able to move from that place in the external world, the simulation, this reality, what have you, okay? So I'm gonna pull, well, first I wanna see if there's anything else from the High Council deck that we need to add to this message. Solar Spirit, I show gratitude. And then if not, we'll go ahead and move to the archetypes. I don't want to pull one card. Yeah. Okay. Anything else? We got someone's paying attention, stalking, someone's watching you, keep your eyes open, secret admirer, and the star. Okay, well, with these two coming out together, you have secret admirer, someone's watching you, keep your eyes open, and then the star, which is about renewal and faith and stepping into your purpose and also shining in your lane. So whatever lane that you're in, I want to encourage you to keep shining in your lane because someone is watching you. Whenever this card comes out upright, I know that this is more on the secret admirer side, or someone is watching that doesn't necessarily have to do with ill intent. So I want to say whoever has their eyes on you is watching you, because there may be someone who sees you, who really sees you for who you really are, and who is really inspired, or who is really taking interests in the things that you're presenting, the things that you're doing, and they want to see you thriving and want to support you walking in your purpose. And you may be inspiring others from standing out, being the star, standing in your lane and walking and living in your purpose. So keep doing that. And I feel like that is so profound, given the earlier part of the message where it's about sticking to your commitments to yourself, curating what it is that you're intaking, your algorithm, and how you're programming the simulation, and moving from what you're creating imaginatively, what you're programming yourself with through fantasy and imagination with Davy and I, so that you can experience and live that in the 3D, okay? So just take that in for a minute. I'm going to go ahead and pull from our archetypes deck really quickly. Let me slide to the side, give myself some room here. But yeah, I love the message so far. I think that's beautiful. If you know that you are moving purposefully, it doesn't always have to make sense. When we're moving through our intuitions and taking those divine nudges, it doesn't always make sense to the people around us. It doesn't always make logical sense, but we can still use our reasoning and our logic to curate, what we do know and what we do know we want to experience, and then we can let it go and trust and have that faith, okay? So, let me see what we got with the archetypes. Well, that was quick. We have the Siren. Okay, I'm really glad that this is the card that came out, because not only are we going to take notice of the mood of this card, okay? We have fuchsia, reds, lavenders, purples, reds on that spectrum of the light coming in. What I love about this is there's a balance here between what is rooted within us, our watery origins, our celestial, primordial water origins, and our intuition, our spiritual guidance, okay, our divine support with the Siren. The Siren is the archetype that lures things in. And if you think about Davianite, who governs our legs, the fins were first and then they became legs. If you want to look at the evolution, right? We come from the waters, we come from the depths, and then in our reality right now, we are walking on the land. You have to go into these depths from within, get grounded in who you are as a cosmic being, as a divine being, programming that imagination from that place. Be solid in that, all right? Allow that to be an anchor for you, and allow whatever music it is that is within you to help you to shape your reality. Allow things to come to the surface from those depths, okay? The Siren lures things. Think about this as a device of magnetism for your desires. Create songs within yourself. You don't have to share them. If you want to share them. But you can create songs that support you creating your reality, support the way that you're going to shine, supports you thriving in your lane, all right? And this is such a beautiful card. So I'm going to leave it there. I appreciate you giving me your time, attention, and energy today. I'm stuttering, y'all. I appreciate you giving me your time, attention, and energy today, okay? And continue to thrive and prosper and have a wonderful, wonderful week. Peace.